Hello, beautiful people from across the lands. It is your girl, Tashana Nicole. Join me on my journey to financial independence by eliminating debt, creating multiple streams of income, and inspiring others to dream again. I am super excited about today's video as I will be highlighting 5 African American powerful finance education and entrepreneur educators that has been super influential in my journey into understanding personal finance and also my journey as an entrepreneur. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1, the Brown Ambition podcast. If you do not listen to this podcast, please get your life. Go subscribe and follow these 2 beautiful ladies. Tiffany and Mandy are the host of this podcast, and I have been listening to them for about two years now, and they cover a variety of things in the finance sector. What I love about Tiffany and Mandy is that their conversation is really, really genuine and really feel like you're just talking about money with your homegirl. And they are very, very open and transparent about certain things that they're going through in their lives. And it just makes you feel like you're just teamed up with your girls. And they always keep me laughing. I really, really super duper duper love this podcast. Tiffany, I actually was following before the Brown Ambition podcast, as I had actually took on some of her challenges that she has that are completely free. I did her savings challenge and her credit repair challenge. She actually is a personal finance expert where she teaches, everybody, everyday citizens like you and myself about understanding money and how we can do it to, empower our lives. So you definitely want to check her out in her platforms as well. But the Brown Ambitious team with Tiffany and Mandy has been super influential on my journey, and they just make the conversation about money so easy to understand and just make it like everyday conversation. Number 2, his and her money. If you have been following on my blog or any of my personal platforms on social media, you know how much I love his and her money. They were actually the very first people that I saw that looked like me talking about money. And I share this on my blog, and I also share this on my podcast as well. When I started my financial journey, I actually, when it came to any money conversation around money, the first person I came across was Dave Ramsey, which is a huge, entity in itself. And he's very excellent at what he does. And so there was a lot of YouTube videos that I was watching, and you know how YouTube like to suggest videos that you may like? Their videos were some of the suggestions that would come up. And I was like, hold on, they look like me talking about money. So that got me really excited. And so when I went into their YouTube channel, I just completely fell in love with their content, with their concept of, balancing money with not only with yourself, but within your family and what that looks like, everything in between. I truly, truly appreciate the principles and the values that his and her money bring as a unit and as a family. So they have a podcast, they have a YouTube channel, they have a blog, and I follow them and have gained so much knowledge on all of their platforms. And they also was a big reason on why I actually started being transparent and sharing my journey about personal finance in this way. They actually inspired me to do a blog, although they have never met me, they have never talked to me, but the message that they were giving out lit a fire in me to make me believe, like, you know what? I want to share my journey too, and I want to take on this concept of learning about money and carrying people along the way. And so his and her money, if you are watching, Talent and Ty is their names. Thank you so much for answering the call that God has put on your life, because you have inspired little old me to step into this space as well and to be an avenue and a reference when it comes to this conversation about money. So definitely be sure to check them out on all the platforms, and I promise you will not be disappointed. Number 3, Black, married, and debt free. Talk about a name. How powerful is that name? With this particular couple, Marcus and Shira, they too talk about the power of finances and how you can do it to, impact your life. What's so powerful about their story is they went from 6-figure debt to a 6-figure net worth and then some, and they're continuing to grow. So they take you along their journey on what they did to become debt free, what they did to start to begin to build their net worth for themselves and their family. The wife, Shira, actually is a co-author of the book of The Hidden psychological effects of money on Black women. And I did do a book review on that book. I will link that in the description box on where you can get the book. Really, really good book. And also I'll link the blog post on the book review that I did. But this couple is very intentional about empowering Black and brown families to understand the personal finance arena, but also begin to build wealth. They are on a strong mission to change one family at a time with this education and their message with their story. So definitely be sure to check out Black, Married, and Debt Free. They have a podcast and a YouTube channel that I absolutely love, and they're also on Instagram. Number 4. Journey to Launch. Journey to Launch is hosted by Jamila. She has a podcast that has been so influential into me and my personal finance journey. She is also on a very similar journey to financial independence, and her podcast has dropped so many gems and so many powerful episodes that has just really taken me away. What's so unique about Jamila's story is that she was able to save $169,000 in 2 years. Yes, talk about goals, sis. She really killed the game. And what I love most about Jamila is that she has a variety of people that comes onto her podcast to talk about the different concepts and the different perspectives when it comes to this journey to financial independence and also to this journey to personal finance, as everybody have a different take on how to get out of debt, how to invest, how to reach financial independence. And I love that she embarks it all on her podcast channel. So her platform is a really great platform to begin to get an understanding of these different terms and analogies that are out there around the personal finance sector. She has a beautiful community that you can be a part of. In her podcast, I'm telling you, it will truly be worth a listen. Last but definitely not least, number 5 is Courtney Sanders. She is a bomb wife and business mom, and her motto is she believes that you can have it all with balance. I absolutely love Courtney Sanders' podcast, as she teaches a lot of fundamental principles when it comes to about entrepreneurship as a woman and building your platform and reaching your audience and growing your income, as well as different financial foundations that we need to know. One of Courtney's most loved podcast episodes that I listened to was when I can't remember the episode, but if I find it, I'll be sure to link it in the show notes, when she specifically talked about the history of the 9-to-5 and how it was set up, how it was structured, and why it is difficult as an entrepreneur building a business on the side and working a full-time job, and what that looks like. And it was just one of those aha moments for me as an entrepreneur, full-time worker, building a business on the side, on why certain things are a struggle and how I can maneuver and actually position myself to eventually become full-time entrepreneur if that's something that I want. I'm still searching that out. But that is just one of the many episodes that Courtney has dropped. She also has a YouTube channel that you can watch as well, and she's always dropping gems in a way that she understands as a wife, as a mom, as an entrepreneur, of the different things that we face in our little neck of the woods, in our little world, on what that looks like as a woman building a business and having to juggle so many different things. And she does it with so much class and just so much confidence that she's just super bomb. So hey, Courtney girl, if you're watching, but definitely be sure to check out Courtney Sanders on the podcast and YouTube channel. So that is pretty much it for today's episode. I hope that these 5 powerful Black financial and entrepreneurship educators is something that you will find value in. Please be sure to subscribe to their channels, their podcast episodes. Everyone that I mentioned has an Instagram as well, so be sure to follow them on Instagram and let them know your girl sent you. So until next time, be sure to dream, believe,